Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hotdog Hour where every viewer is equal. I have been feeling really depressed lately because there are so many perceived differences in our lives. There's so much noise that is just clouding our heads, and it feels like nobody even knows what we're searching for anymore. See, I believe in equality, but I don't believe that equality means the same, right? That's boring. I believe that equality means a celebration of contrast, a way for us to build a framework that we all can understand and work within, right? Equality doesn't mean the same. Equality means that all of our differences are the same, right? Oh, you have dinner with your grandma? That's important in your culture? Same with everyone. So my question is, why on earth does it get so tied up in everything? If we're all the same, are we just wasting time? Are we bored? This is what I want to examine today. As far as I'm concerned, everybody I meet is pretty much the same. Boring. And I believe that through through conversation, through understanding our differences, that's how we reach a point of equality. Okay, realizing that we all share the same feelings and desires and goals, and that in reality, we're actually all time-wasting, boring idiots. Is that you? Who cares? We're exactly the same. Let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, I have two people with me today that are very similar. Very similar. They share some similarities with me. They share some similarities with each other. And most importantly, they share similarities with you. My first guest I met early on in my comedy career, very early on. I was just a boy. I was impressionable, and he took advantage of that. He is very he's very funny. He's someone that seriously I met super early on when I was doing shows, and I was really inspired by his writing and his stage presence. And he has a really great joke where he doesn't let any oxygen at all in or out of his body, and his face turns red, and it's very funny, and I really enjoy it. And you're gonna maybe see it today, maybe. Who knows? Put your hands together for Nick Tornaritis. There we go. No one ever, the other guest never claps for the other guest.
Really?
That was really cool. That was really cool.
Yeah,
well, what can I say? See, now, again, this is how it works, people. We've been talking about our similarities. This is how you realize we're all the same. See, they clap for each other because when you clap for one Nick, you're clapping for the other. That is the best way to bring in the transition for my next guest, who is a fucking killer. He is extremely funny. He's someone I look up to as a comedian and as a father. He's got, dare I say, better hair than me and a better beard too. Nick Tilleli!
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. What's interesting is you didn't clap for either of us. And
Well-
it's your show.
Well, exactly, because see, that I'm creating the difference here. So see, the thing is, you two are the same. I'm not like you two, okay?
Well,
I'm steering the ship.
you both do have great hair.
You don't have bad hair. I think it's good hair. I don't think you have bad hair.
It's okay. It's not as good as
Yes, but it exists.
It's good hair?
it exists.
It exists.
Yeah.
And that's,
Which,
you know.
as you get older, you want it to
Keep existing.
continue existing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, you know what it is too. It's like I think that's part of the. I think if you're an Italian, you have to have ridiculous hair. I think that's like part of the shtick. You know what I mean? Like, because that is a similarity. We could start right off. Like, every Italian I know is just so into the hair.
Yeah.
Like, so into the hair that it's like, do you think that Italians talk shit on bald Italians?
No, I think bald Italians talk shit on hair Italians. And I think bald people in general have more of a unified front than people with hair because they've been through the baldness of life, right? I even think they have Jeep waves, but they're bald. I think like they're like
a bald wave.
a bald wave.
Well, I think because if you're bald, it's on. We're all in agree. We're like, yeah, you're a sicko. Yeah, you're walking around bald, you sicko, right? I mean, that's right.
I think bald people are probably tougher.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, they kind of have to be
You have
too.
to be a little bit.
So
Yeah.
so it's like a chicken or an egg. Are bald guys tough or are tough guys bald?
I think it's a dumb question.
No, I think you're right. I think that I think that when you like, I think people look at me and my hair is one of the key indicators that they're like, I can handle this.
What do you mean? Handle what?
Just whatever it's gonna
comes?
be. It's not gonna be dangerous. Like it's not.
Okay, that's fair.
Like if I walk into a store, like if I'm walking up to customer service, they're not like, here we fucking go. Like they're like, this fucking twink. What does he want? You know what I mean? They're like, what does your charger not work? You know what I mean? Like I'm not here with like a power tool. You know, I'm not here with a I feel like a bald guy. Bald demands respect.
Yeah.
I think bald demands respect.
Well, there's a certain like if you ever, I've heard this a lot from guys that are losing their hair, where technology exists now where you can not lose it if you choose, but there's always guys who are like, whatever, dude, I'm just gonna shave it. Mm-hmm. If it gets to a point, I'll just shave it.
And that's powerful, right? That's reclaiming it.
Yeah.
It's like what the black.
Do you
people
think
did.
you'd ever get to that point? Whatever, dude, I'm just gonna shave it.
I would definitely have a hard time.
Yeah. Me too.
I would be upset.
Because
I don't have anything else. I'm not jacked. I'm not I don't run fast. I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is kind of my thing.
I think that's the pressure that bald people feel, is that when they shave their head, that means other aspects of their body need to improve to match the thing that's gone. And I think that's why there's a universal struggle that they all face by themselves, but it's together. Like you have to face it alone. But there's not going to be a support group for bald people. Just like it's just something you have to deal with. And that's why I think that people with hair, they're not faced with that kind of dilemma.
Interesting. And it is hard because in reality, if you're bald, that means you have a lot of testosterone. It's like no one feels bad for you.
What's hilarious? Like, look at this right now. We're
you're like really manly.
Yeah.
But like, look at all three of us. We're all commenting on bald people and shaking our heads like we have any experience in what they go through. No. And I think that's being bald, is that people just, there is no.
They project it.
Yeah, we're like, this is probably what it's like, right? Fucking sucks. And they're like, wow, my life is kind of good, but thank you. This is how you perceive me.
Well, here's what I will say that's funny. Women always talk about how they love hair and things like that, but bald guy always has a hot wife.
Not always,
but that's another.
A lot of the
I always
time,
see a bald guy with a hot wife.
But that's another overcompensation. The same way that Jason Statham is jacked. It's like look what I could do. I think they have this similar like short man syndrome.
Interesting, right? Because I wouldn't go up to Jason and be like, "Hey, Baldy," I'd be like, "Hello, hi. Can I look you in the eyes?" I'll do the Planet of the Apes. That's interesting.
Do you think it also depends on like timing too, like when it starts thinning, like where you are in your life? Because I know for me,
why don't you tell us?
Yeah, I was going through a divorce when I started noticing it, and I was like, I can't be single and divorced and losing my hair. It was.
Did she notice it first?
No, it was never an issue.
Do you think the stress of the divorce brought it on?
No, I had started noticing it before, and I had started thinking of doing something about it, and then when I was like, this is happening, I was like, it's important to me.
Were you trying to save the marriage, and then like that's what kind of stressed you out about it?
No, I walked out. I decided.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
oh, that's right.
But that was stressful on
Yeah.
its own. Deciding to leave. Maybe that's more stressful, honestly. Who knows? But yeah, I just wonder if it's like what's going on in your life also impacts. Like, do I give a shit? Or
No,
not?
and I think that impacts everything, right? I mean, I think that is also an identifier or like a factor when it comes to like similarities and differences, right? Because it's like we always look for, isn't that one of the first things that you like, remember when you were in school and you'd go to a new class, like you had that in the back of your mind. You're like, all right, well, we're all in the same grade. Like we're all the same age. We all like just did algebra, or we all just did like, I think part of that similarity, like if you are finding yourself, if oh, I thought that turned off. If you
No, but both of us did. Like, I'm
You
sorry.
did too?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm
I was
just
like,
gonna
what? I don't even know what I was saying now.
Okay, but real quick, what would be interesting too is that like you experienced that throughout your divorce. You felt your hair coming out. Like you saw it. Like you noticed like a hairline
No,
retreating.
it was when I was still married and it started thinning. I mean, it happens over time.
Yeah, of course.
And I had been debating whether to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me is like, I feel like less of a man that I even care what I look like. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do
Oh, I
know what
get
you mean.
that.
Yeah.
Like, why do I even care what I look like?
Wow. Okay.
So I never acted on it. But the what are they in movies? It's the inciting incident. For me, the going through the divorce was like the catalyst that was like, I'm gonna take action because I don't want to be single on the other end of this.
So you did something to keep it from going more.
Yeah, I started going to see a hair guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
How was that?
yeah. It's fascinating. I mean, it's
Yeah, that is something where you're like, science
it's a
is
whole
cool. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
100%.
I mean, it's and
Yeah, I'll back the science there. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's its own thing.
It's fucking
you know.
unfair, but this is the inequality that men and women face. Where like he's going through a divorce and he loses her hair and she doesn't. Women don't. You know
That's
what?
true.
You know
Yeah.
how unfair is that?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, very unfair.
But some women do lose their hair, and that's
yeah. it is tough.
Even the
yeah.
idea just made me.
See, he's laughing.
Sorry.
Well, dude, I mean, that was one thing I found by going to the hair guy. A lot of women go to hair people. They just don't talk about it. Like that's
Well,
a
because
thing.
dude, at least because
a
dude,
lot
that
of women, 'cause
really sucks.
women do.
Of course, women lose their hair,
thinning
dude. We're human
hair.
beings. Yeah, shit happens to anybody. It
Yeah,
doesn't,
I had never known that until
And it's crazy.
there are a lot of women that go.
So
Yeah.
like when you're sitting in the like I guess a waiting room kind of a thing, and you notice like wow, there's a lot of fucking chicks here.
No, it wasn't that, but
Oh.
it was like, like the one of the women that like was one of the medical professionals there was she was like, I do a lot of this treatment, and who knows, maybe she was bullshitting me, but
Yeah, maybe they send her out as she's like, this
Yeah.
is a really great office.
Yeah.
Exactly.
but no, I mean it's still majority men for sure, but there are some. When I went in there, they looked at it and they go, "What you have is female pattern baldness," and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Oh my god!
I'm like, you're
If
like,
that does not
it was
create-
hard enough for me to come in here,
Yeah.
and then you tell me I have a chick disease. You know?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Now I have a question. Did that create in that moment some sort of similarity or community or understanding where you like, holy shit?
Yeah, he
It's
went
not
to.
just a guy thing. No, but you know what I mean? Because that sounds so insane where you're like, no, I don't have female. I'm a. What are you doing? What? I'm a
Female
guy.
pattern baldness,
And
but-
it's like,
Yeah.
no. We're all the same, big dog. We
Yeah.
all lose our hair
But-
X, Y, Z ways.
As
Yeah.
devastating as that might have been for you, imagine a woman hearing she has male pattern baldness.
That would, yeah, she would take
Yo.
it more. Yeah.
But what's the difference between a female pattern baldness and a male pattern baldness?
I don't even know.
I guess
honestly.
it's
I
the
never.
pattern.
Yeah, is a
yeah.
pattern like an
women,
XY?
they're like, yeah, you got that George Costanza. Like,
You know,
sucks, dude.
It was honestly one of those things. I was like, I don't
you didn't want to tell.
I don't
want to
know more. Just tell me what you're offering.
Right.
What products you got.
Yeah,
for
how
me.
much,
What
lady?
product you got for me?
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
I gotta look up what the difference is between.
No, please look it up actually, because
Yeah.
that is actually a hilarious and poignant way that we can go into our first point, which is that we all have these perceived differences where we're like, well, there's male pattern baldness and female pattern baldness, and there's, diseases that inflict men, and there's diseases that inflict women, and there's diseases that inflict African Americans, and they only inflict India, and we do things like that, but then. Things like science is agnostic. Science doesn't care. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Wait a
we're all
minute.
cells in a body. So it's like if you go there and they tell you, yo, you have female pattern baldness, you're like, how does that even work?
Well, this is what's funny. So the difference is for a male, it's the receding hairline and a bald spot in the top of the head. The female is a diffuse thinning across the top
Yes.
and crown, often beginning as a wider part. But the male pattern baldness often begins earlier, sometimes in 30s or even younger. The female tends to occur later, even after menopause. So she wasn't only calling you a chick, she was calling you old.
She was saying I was
Damn,
going
so
through
you're
menopause.
like a menopausal.
Female menopausal baldness.
You look menopausal.
Did you say that to her? Did you go? Looks like I can't get pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah. That's fucking nuts, dude.
That must have been it, because it wasn't as much a recede. It was like thinning generally across. Yeah.
Wow. And how many years ago was that?
I mean, what was that? Probably 2018-ish. So like 7 years ago.
But then when did you go? Because I remember you telling me like 2 years ago or something that you were
So
doing.
now I go to. I mean, this is a whole nother story. I have a hair guy here who's apparently like the world-renowned hair guy, Dr. Shapiro.
Oh, he does Baldwin. I mean, that's-
He's hilarious. He always walks in with like 2 hot blonde assistants.
of course he does. He's a
So-
rich, hilarious Jew doctor. That's it. He's a pervert.
He vacations in Greece. So
Of
yeah,
course.
there's an immediate
Yeah.
rapport. I was like, I'm in the right place, you know.
Well, you're Greek, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. And
So-
this fucking sucks too. You're Greek, and people go to Greece to get their hair fixed, and you think that being Greek, you wouldn't have to struggle with that.
Do people go to Greece to get their hair fixed?
I thought that was the whole thing. Oh no, Turkey. They go to.
It's Turkey.
Sorry.
You're thinking of
apologize.
Turkey. That was Eric Adams.
Yeah, that's
Did
right.
he go?
Turkey trip. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, really? I didn't
No,
know.
it didn't
like
work.
The ambassador to Turkey.
Yeah, he was taking money
Oh,
from.
yes,
yeah.
I get it.
No, he was just riding airplanes or
Yeah,
something. See, now Eric Adams is. Now, here's what I'm going to say. If you are a leader, I'd like you to be bald. I don't know why, but just wouldn't Eric Adams look so fucking stupid with hair?
Well, that would give away the fact he was going to Turkey if he
Right.
just showed up to hair one day.
No, but I'm saying
But-
just in the like.
I never did anything with Turkey. He's gonna
No,
like me.
I want an angry, focused, bald leader.
Interesting.
That's what I want.
It's
Now,
too,
is
like,
it because if you're bald, now you're not focused on the bullshit? Is bald a mindset?
I don't know.
I think probably it is.
I feel like, but you mean like people aren't born bald? Bald is born within them.
yes.
Is that
Yes,
what
like
you mean?
even if you are a kid who's in like 7th grade and you have hair,
Yeah.
you can just the spirit of the bald
Yeah.
is in you. You know, because it's like you don't fuck with a bald guy. You respect the bald. I never would go up to a bald guy and like do my shtick. Like I go, like you know what I mean? He would punch me. Like think of we're all thinking of a powerful bald man right now.
No.
Right? Naked in your bed. No. Okay.
The only time I wouldn't want a bald guy, because I think a Lex Luthor.
No, I don't want a bald guy, but I'm
Oh, I thought
saying
you
I'm
did.
just saying like bald is power.
I see what you're saying with that. There's a certain.
I don't know.
You know what it is?
They're lost.
I think it's like a certain I don't give a fuck attitude.
It is, right?
That's what I think.
And
it
that's
is.
I think something
which
maybe-
I wish that's what I was saying. I wish that to some extent I was like I don't give a fuck.
Because a real man wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Because he's
exactly.
a real man.
Yeah. That's like the what is it?
So why wouldn't you work
paradox.
towards not giving a fuck about your hair as opposed to fixing the hair?
Interesting.
Because it's easier to try to fix it.
Yeah.
It's a product. That's America, baby.
Yeah.
Just go sell me a product and make it better,
No, it's true.
rather than being stronger inside. You know.
I never had this like problem, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it feel like I'm like, so why'd you do it then?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not trying to make it feel
And
like.
it's like I never really
Yeah,
God, it's like here too. It's just
Yeah, exactly.
We'll
It's
stop
annoying.
growing.
If I had the head, I think about it though. You know this for having hair. It's actually annoying. Like you have to like. You have to like. Sometimes if it's like a bad hair day, you kind of just have to deal with like. I know that sounds like you probably.
Poor guy.
I know.
With beautiful hair.
Poor guy.
You're
I
right
was
now.
struggling over
so thick.
Listen,
like,
fucking
Just so
Gaza
thick
thinks it
and
has it rough.
luscious. I love it when a model runs her hands through it.
Yeah.
But it's like then it gets greasy. It's fucking. It falls in your face. It fucking sucks. I used to because I never had growing up. I always shaved my head.
Yeah.
I never had hair. And I just didn't have the patience to grow it. And I I just thought it was easy. You shave your head, you walk out the door, you don't worry about it till it's like, okay, this looks ridiculous. Now let's shave it again. So I would shave, and then every like 6 or 7 months, I would just shave it again.
Yeah.
And then now having hair, it is like, it's something to pay attention to. Like I got a comb, I got I'm sorry, I don't want
No,
dude,
well,
trust me, it's not
I
that
was gonna
great.
say I always did wish I had like straight hair that would grow long.
Yeah.
Because even if I grow mine long, it grows more into like a fro. Like
Okay.
it won't go.
Makes sense. I can see it
Yeah,
that way.
yeah.
It kind of has that frowiness. It's
Yeah,
like a
it's
little curl.
it's curly.
Yeah.
So
It's nice. It's a nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice. I mean,
Whereas-
listen. All three of us have.
you guys got flow.
Well, so see, you have more of a traditional kind of like European, greasy, thick. Like we have more of like a cheddar, like lacrosse kid. Like thing going on.
lax,
Which actually we're pussy. Like if we went to like Italy or Greece, like they'd look at us and be like, "Fucking Americans!" Like you got the dude.
You got the
They're like,
retired
"This is the
cop look,
guy."
bro.
Yeah, like we're trying too hard.
You do.
It is. It's funny you mentioned that. What very briefly, beginning of last year, I was submitting audition tapes, like whatever Actors Access. The only roles I was getting were detective and cop.
Of course.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. No.
Well, dude, you know, and that okay. Actually, I'm glad you said that because that is now talk about when you are auditioning for things. Talk about people just looking for similarities, looking for, and you can't even blame them, right? Because it's like if you're submitting a tape, it's what they're looking at you. Like they're like, you look like this. You look like you'd be in this group, right? Like, and I always laugh because I have been trying to find. See, here's the thing: you are typecast for cop, detective, right? You're like gritty detective who's looking for the girl and the blah blah blah. That's all fine and dandy. However, people who have lettuce, cheddar hair, we're the criminal every time. Like anytime anyone's reached out to me, like, we think you'd be perfect for this. It's always like, handsome, cunning, rapist. And you're like, why do I have to be the rapist?
Really?
Like, why? Well, because I just, it's like, that's what you have. This is rapey.
You have that
you
too?
know?
No, I don't. That's never happened to me.
No, I'm saying this is hair. This is
But
like,
I get you.
like we're hazing them. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like the guy who's hazing.
You're
like,
not. You're not taken as a serious member,
Right.
or like you kind of have like this grittiness because it's gray. It goes back.
Yeah.
It's like this guy fucking hates black people.
Whereas I have a look that's more like a
I buy
silly
drugs from him.
idiot.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
it is though.
Yeah,
It's funny. Like,
But to your point about casting, and this is what I always found interesting, and I always used to think about this whenever I'd watch television, movies, or anything like that, is that when you see a cast member who's overweight or ugly, what I would always think is like they had to like, listen, are you fat enough to be like, I'm sorry, but you may be too fat. We're looking for someone to not be that fat. Like
Right.
that had to happen. That was a process of, or like put out a casting call, and imagine being that person. You have to be really comfortable with yourself. Where like you had a manager go like, Netflix is reaching out. They're looking for like a real ugly piece of shit. I think you'd be perfect for the role, And they're like, all right, let me read it, And I always think about that because that's a conscious choice that they have to go like, no, they need to be fucking fat. They need to be fat. And just to like I was
fatter.
like The Sopranos, Ginny Sack.
Yeah.
I think about her character, and it's like she had to be. They had a whole storyline about how she was fat.
How she was fat.
And she had to be like, don't ever forget, you're fat. Like this, who am I today? Fat. That's who you are. That was your whole acting debrief, and it makes me sad. But then you go like, all right, well, at least being fat got her something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right, I know, because you're like, the joke's on us. She's like well off. Like she was in an award-winning, probably one of the best dramas ever.
Yeah.
And like we're sitting here in a fucking random building, going like, yeah, that sucks. She's fat.
I know, but the whole world is calling her fat. Like she got a 95 mole removed from her ass.
Okay, do you think that media and things like that, because I totally sympathize with what you're saying, because I was the same way. I would watch things, and I remember when I first was watching Seinfeld, and I felt bad because I realized, wow, the whole reason they cast George was because he walked in and they were like, this could be good. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, that sounds terrible, but they're like, we need a stocky, bald guy.
Yeah.
He's
of
like
course.
not even fat by today's standards. He was like fat.
I know.
He's like comically fat in that show. It's like he's like in shape.
He would, I was gonna say he's like 50s in shape. He's got like
Yeah,
a wide
like-
barrel chest.
Yeah.
But do you guys think that obviously like media is huge in America and the world? That's like our export. Do you think that media has something to do with, and not the news, I mean like entertainment media, because the news, the answer is yes. Entertainment media. Do you think that has something to do with conditioning people to like think about similarities and differences, or like groups of like, you know, bald guys are like that, fat people are like that, you know, Italians are like that? Like, what do you think? I think yes.
It's even worse. We do it to ourselves. Like, if you look at social media, and especially Italians, it makes me sick,
Oh my
is
God,
that they
don't
have to
even.
be Italian, and it's like that, they chose it. It wasn't something that was brought onto them. It was something they have to actively choose. And people go, oh, I relate to this fucking guy. He sounds like, let's go pay to see him. He sounds like my dad. And I'm always like, why don't you just go fucking talk to your dad? What are you paying $30 to watch some other guy pretend to be him? But like we people, social media, like we are the ones who push the differences, and like
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, we are going on Instagram and going like, well, I'm Italian, so I have to go like, yo, I'm from we're in New York. And it's like, no, you don't actually. You can just talk normally. Because, by the way, guys, I'm so sorry to do this. I'm so sorry to burst everyone's bubble. Italians don't talk like that, okay? They do. But Italians haven't talked like that for like 40 years. Like, can we stop? There are 4 Italians who live on Mott Street currently who still talk like that. No one talk. This is, guys, I hate to tell you, this is Italian.
I say this all the time too. It's and then they go like, my grandfather spoke this way. It's like, yeah, well, because he couldn't read or write. Like,
yeah, because he's stupid.
Yeah, you're not being an Italian person. You're being a confused immigrant. That's what happens.
Right. It's like, and it's like they. It is funny because I get it, and like, listen, dude, yeah, the Mafia is cool. It is cool. Like, Sopranos is cool, and Godfather's cool, and it is cool. People came here and they fucking tore the whole city up and built the Empire State Building just because they were eating gabago. Like, so I get it. It is like funny and exciting, and you want to be a part of it, but it feels so fake now, and it feels so like forced that you're like. I feel like it feels so forced now that now it feels like Italian is like a fairy tale thing. Like, it's not a real thing.
It isn't.
You know what I mean? Like, it's become.
But wait,
it's become really exaggerated.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so now it's not similar. No one can.
But I think we've always loved archetypes, right? We evolved that way. Like, we want to be part of a tribe because that's how we survived. Right. I think that's what that is. And then social media, it's so exaggerated now. But I do think there is that, like, because I find myself doing it where, like, you know, yeah, there aren't a lot of guys that talk that way now. But then that next generation gets out of touch with it. Yeah. And then as they get older, I think they want to reconnect with their heritage. And it becomes important to them. Because that's happening with me now, where I want to connect with my Greek heritage.
Right, because you
so
almost
I think
feel
that plays into it as well.
What makes you feel that you want to reconnect with your Greek heritage? Or is that something you never, where you, like, I don't know how you grew up. Was it very Greek, or was it you just happened to be?
I mean, my dad came here, and he wanted to be American, so it wasn't like
everybody did when they first. Yeah, that was the thing. The thing was to ditch your culture.
So, like, I'm not like fluent in Greek.
So why now is it important to you?
I don't know. It just has become really important to me.
Well, you know
I think maybe as you get older, it becomes. I'm not sure.
I think it's like a lot of things where you start to realize why things are important, or you at least start to, like, I think that as you get older, you start to at least respect the reasoning for things. Yeah. Like, I'm not very religious. I'm actually, like, the most annoying. I'm, like, spiritual but not religious. Like... But what I'm saying is I never subscribe to like a organized belief like Catholicism or Judaism or whatever. But as I get older now, I'm not becoming more religious, but I'm now starting to be like, I get it. Like, I get why it's important. And especially people like us, we live in New York City. Like, we're trying to pursue things in entertainment and like very ego driven things. Like, you do meet people where you're like, you need to find God. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you do start to realize like, okay, this was kind of like what I said in my monologue. Like, it's not so much about following the rules. It's about creating this framework that allows people who are contrasting to assimilate together. And then it makes us not hate each other. And it makes us that's when you realize you're like, oh man, dude, we're all on the same team. Like, this is stupid that we're fighting. Like, we got to do that.
I think it goes into the theme of differences because, I mean, I think even with like social media now and like streaming platforms, people are or like local dialects and differences are being lost. Like, you go to, my dad's from Cyprus, you go there, they now are watching the same stuff that we're watching because they have access to Netflix. You know what I
Right,
mean?
they
So-
probably have
so
like the
you-
sweet green.
Everyone's
Like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, what the fuck?
So
Like-
everyone's watching the same stuff more and more, but then you lose some of that local like
there is
dialect, cultural difference.
it does feel like we're almost creating like a great flattening,
Yeah.
like, of everybody. Like, to the point where eventually we're gonna be like, God, can somebody just go on Instagram and be like, a chicken bomb? Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, because it'll just come full circle again, and
Yeah.
we'll go. Because you know what's happening now? We're in that, but everyone still has a personality. Because that's all we're doing now. Everybody is Italian, like on Instagram and stuff. Where it's like, that's basically what you just described. It's like, maybe we pick different ones. Like, I'm like, Italian has had its day in the sun for a while. What's going to be the next? Like,
well, it's not
you know
even
what I
just
mean?
Italians too, because like even there's people who go viral off a thing, and now they're like, I gotta be this forever. And so there's like guy who, oh, what it's like to be a nurse today, and then it goes like, wow, a lot of people. I go, oh, there's a lot of look at nurse at the Starbucks today, and it's like, all right, guy,
Right,
we
yeah.
got it, But they have to do that
Crazy.
because that's what makes them feel like they're getting attention and can relate to everybody by like just this one thread. But they're actually, what they're doing is they're just kind of walling themselves off to, now I can only be a nurse doing things. I'm no longer Phil. I'm just the nurse.
No longer Phil.
No, dude, and you're right. And, that's interesting that you brought that up, because I think about this sometimes where I'm like, we're human beings. We've always been in tribes. We're tribal, right? Like, we've always been someone who has a leader, or like a person who is the leader, who is charismatic, whatever, like a president or whatever it may be, right? So we've always had that dynamic. But the difference is now everyone can be it's like the Keith Haring quote where he goes, everyone will be a celebrity for 15 minutes. Do you think, I used to think that was cool. Like,
How about David Bowie said that?
Did David Bowie say it?
Yeah.
Some drug addict said it who got AIDS. Anyway. Some pale drug addict. So
With
anyway.
AIDS.
With AIDS. So I used to think that was cool. Like, I remember when when Instagram was first becoming a thing, like not Instagram, like when influencers were first becoming a thing, I had the thought where I was like, that's pretty interesting. Wow. Like, people, like, I was like, I like Seinfeld. Seinfeld had to go jump through all these hoops to get a show to become a thing and become a brand. Now people can just day in the life of a nurse, and now you're the day in the life of a nurse guy. You know what I mean? Do you think, in one way, that's really good, because that builds really authentic community, right? Like, back in the day.
No, I don't think it's authentic.
Well, so that's my question. So I'm saying, like, actually, we can even use, like, a good example right now is Trump, right? Some people are really happy that Trump is in office. Some people aren't. So some people in the country feel like a great sense of community. You know what I mean? Like, some people, like, in my building, it's actually fucking hilarious. In my building, above me is this couple. It's a lawyer, and I don't know what the wife does, but they're, like, very classical, like liberal. Like, they're still wearing masks and stuff. And they're like coming down. And I'm not judging. I'm just saying, I'm laying out the scene. Like, and like they, like, I've heard them say like, oh, well, like with you know who in charge. Like, there's obviously they don't like him. Below me is my Italian landlord grandmother.
It's hilarious.
She is 86 years old. And I was having a conversation with her and the bug guy, okay, because we had a mouse, her and the bug guy. And she's fired up. She's going, finally, the country is strong. Donald Trump, he'll make it strong. So if those two can exist in the same, if those two can exist 100 feet from each other, right? My question is, what's the real community? Like, is it more authentic?
That's it right there. But see, the thing is because of this, they're feeling like there is no community. If they all live in the same thing and criticize each other, and they don't realize that we all live in the same thing.
We all live in the same community.
And they're idiots. And what's
Yeah.
funny too is like from both, and I only use liberals as the example because they're the ones who, shot a guy in the neck. So I'm just gonna point that one out, which is fine. Listen, hey, whatever. But it's interesting to me that when they look at politics, like even recently, right? I'm listening to Donald Trump and RFK I watched the whole thing, and they're like,
The
listen,
autism thing.
and they're like,
It's so
listen,
funny.
just don't have that while you're pregnant. We're telling you not to do it while you're pregnant. They're not banning. You're not going to jail.
Right.
And everyone is like, oh, fuck, autism was founded in 1920 and Tylenol was 1943. It's like, okay, but he's just saying don't do it. Like they're not. And it's weird that
You can take it.
you can take it if you want, but your kid might become autistic.
And
That's all they're saying.
you can take it. Your kid may not be able to put a
And-
puzzle together,
and
but it's okay.
And it's weird because like liberals are now at a point, and I don't want to, because this is what makes me mad, because I don't want to defend Donald Trump. I think he's an asshole too.
Yeah.
But why can't, like, for liberals, everyone's on a spectrum until it comes to politics, and then you got to be male, this or not. It's like, can't we just unite for a second and being like, oh, that's kind of cool. He found out maybe this could cause autism and is making us aware, as opposed to being like, this fucking idiot. I love Tylenol.
And it's like, dude, and it's also like Johnson and J&J's not your friend, and
Yeah.
Tylenol, all these people, Bayer, however you say it, like they're not.
Why
like,
are you defending drug companies?
Right, like, and my thing is weird. Like, I remember when he first got into office, and I'm like you. Listen, I will say this right now. I am a normal person who reads, and I'm not smart, but I've read random things in history. If you think any politician is going to save you, God bless you. Okay. They're all con men, cheating fuckers. Thank you. So that being said, like I remember when
I
Trump,
love him. No.
that being said, Donald J. Trump, super PAC. I remember when he won in 2016, and I was with my ex-girlfriend's family, and they were all like upset and whatever. And her dad said to me, he was like, "Oh, like what do you think of all this? Like what do you think?" And I literally said, "Well, I was like." I didn't want him to win, but he won and he's the president. So I hope that he does well. And I hope that, it's for the country. We have to support him and work with him. And I remember my ex-girlfriend's mom was like, oh, and I was like, what? You want the country to fail? Like what are you? Yeah. Like, it's like, what is wrong with you guys, dude? Like, it's like, I don't know if it has become it to me, going back to Day in the Life of the Nurse guy, right? I feel like people like that create these little micro communities, which is fine. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. But the problem is that people, I think, this combination of technology and social media and the way that people are like tribally, it feels like everybody's sucked into it to the point where they don't have any other community or even hobby or even identity or idea of anything. So it's like, how do we get people back into the community, the greater community is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know how. We're not going to solve it.
I don't know how to fucking, I was
Is
smoking
this
pot
what it's come
earlier.
to? You're asking me?
Hold on.
Nick Tornaritis. He's holding it upside down. He grabs the phone upside down. Yeah. Hello? Command center's not there. They're not answering.
All right, I got it. No, but I just think it's all of us needs to fucking just like I brought up that guy who got murdered because
Charlie Kirk, friend of the show.
He loved the Hotdog Hour.
He loved it.
But I bring it up only because I don't know where else to talk about how I feel about it other than here. And to your point, I watched people I know for a long time after this happened, they found out he died. They go, that's what you fucking get for talking shit, right? Which is whatever. I mean, okay. And then when Jimmy Kimmel got fired, they go, look at the infringement on our freedom of speech.
Right.
And I'm looking, I'm like, bro, you don't see, like, and again, like, you're putting me in a position where I got to defend people I don't care about.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's because of this fucking, right and left, like, you got to be on my, and it's just, blah, blah, blah. And if everybody just, like, chilled for a second, they'd be like, they can have a moment, be like, wow, okay, that guy got shot, that was fucked up. Jimmy Kimmel also shouldn't have been suspended, but at least he could speak again,
Right.
Like Charlie Kirk can never do anything again.
Yeah,
But what bothers me, if they just took a moment and been like, okay, like, I don't understand. I think it's because of the phones that everything is so, like, this is an ecosystem now. This is a consciousness.
This is a world. It's a universe.
It's a universe in here. But like if we're all hanging out and talking shit, it's not going to be as intense as it is on there. But people are working themselves up and feeling that their sides, and they're making decisions on people that they don't even fucking know, right? And like you said, we should be able to work together. Like what we should be focusing on is Donald Trump is trying so hard to not release his Epstein list.
Yes, dude. That's what we need
He's
to
curing
rally
autism. That's what. It's like, why don't we focus on like, wait a minute, guy, now we're curing autism? Like,
yeah, Trump is so guilty that he's curing autism.
Yes. He's like, you guys have way too much time. I got to solve this.
Oh, fuck, that's funny. No, dude, that is so true. It's like, it like your point, man, this is a wonderful tool, but it has created almost like a community blindness. Like it's like, you know what it is? It created such a desire it tapped into our desire to be liked and validated and belong somewhere, that I think that some people decide or choose a community without really thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like they almost kind of choose it on autopilot, or it's binary where they're like, to your point, things are so, it's like nothing's nuanced anymore. So it comes down to, it's like, oh, so you like killing babies. It's like, well, there's a lot more than that or that, or you know what I mean? Like it's like,
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to, there's a spectrum in politics. Like I like, there's this thing that's tragic to families and makes life difficult. Autism. Cool. They're getting that done. But then I'm like, but these motherfuckers are deporting hardworking immigrants and using children against their parents. I go, that's fucked up. And then you have the idiots on their side going like, Mexicans are just coming here and doing drugs, as if that's not the reason they're going to Mexico. Like you do the same
right.
shit.
And it's like, guys, we're doing drugs. What are you talking about?
Exactly. So it's kind of so that shit. I'm like, you're just racist, right? But it's like, I don't have a solution. I don't know what the solution is. But I also think like, maybe the next generation evolves, but I think that's what every generation hopes for, and then it de-evolves. I don't know, but I hear the rapture's coming.
The rapture was supposed to be today. But I'm glad that you just said that evolution thing, because this is something I think about a lot. We're probably the least savage we've ever been, right? Like humanity.
Yeah, I mean,
in terms of just the history of mankind.
Yeah.
Like we are definitely the
quality
least
of life
savage.
is the best it's ever been.
It is an anomaly to see. If we went outside and saw a dead person, that would be crazy. Right? Like that wouldn't like I'm saying, like back in the day you were just, it's a dead guy. Like it's like we're like, which is a crazy accomplishment, which is a really like we are doing things that are great, and it's like, I wonder where. Do you think that people are dissatisfied with real life communities and that's why they're on the internet? Do you think the internet is just easier, so it taps into
it's easier?
Because I think that's what it is, because I think about it and I'm like, no, dude, everybody I know feels better when they go outside. Or, when you have a friend who's in a bad mood and you're like, no, come on out. And then at the end of the night, they're like, dude, I'm so glad you told me to come out, man. That was awesome. Like it's never a bad idea to go outside. Like, it's never a bad idea to leave your house. It's never a bad idea. But everyone, including me, will find an excuse or find a reason to not. So it's like, what do we have to do to get people to go outside? It can't be as simple as just banning the phone, because we can't do that. So it's like, do we have to create those situations in real life? I don't think so, because when I see pop-up stuff in Soho, I'm like, Second Amendment. No, that's terrible. But do you guys think that real life needs to be more dynamic, or do you think it's too dynamic and it's overwhelming for people, so they revert back to an online?
There's no rejection online. People don't actually feel rejection.
Right.
When you go out into a social event and you're trying to communicate with somebody, there's this intense
yeah, for sure.
But you could just do this and then go back to jerking off like everybody else, and there's never a face to face.
There's never a face.
And that's why people are mean online too. It's because you're like,
who cares?
You would never say that to somebody if you were in their presence.
No.
And
you know what's funny? Ironically enough, it's like life has universal patterns and rules, right? Like, you need rain to appreciate the shine. You need pain to appreciate love. Ironically enough, we are I feel like this. I feel like we resort to online because, like you said, it's easier, it's safer. There's no fear of rejection or no fear of looking stupid. You can turn the screen off, whatever. While of course there's rejection and things that you face in real life. Funny enough, when you're in real life, if someone rejects you, it's over. If you're on the internet, like I've gone back and reread things that are like mean that people have written about. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll go back to a comment and go like, fuck, I'm still doing that. Like, fuck. Like, whereas if that was real life and someone said that to me, if someone heckles us, whatever, who cares? Like, then once the show's over, who gives a fuck, you know? Or maybe you're upset for a day or two. Isn't it ironic that people are resorting to online to feel safer, but in reality, that's actually extending their pain. It's making their pain, it's making it longer. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you have a record of your pain.
Well, it's also just like, I mean, it's just an addiction.
Yeah, it's straight up.
Did you watch that Netflix thing?
Which one?
Oh, I haven't.
Social
Is it
media.
The social
Yeah,
network.
I mean,
is
they
the
were
other
just
one.
I mean, I'm sure this basic knowledge, but it's just like what they designed, like these social media platforms after slot machines.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just the
That's
basic
so
dopamine
funny.
hit. So it's like I feel like a lot of people are aware they want to go out and do stuff, but it's I mean, I'm fucking addicted to mine,
Same.
and I'm like constantly trying to not be on it, and then all of a sudden I find myself on it, and I'm like, what the hell?
Listen, dude, I guess
the
is
hell
that any
happened?
different than when you light up a cigarette? You go, I know.
Yeah.
But fuck it, you know, you can't. You find like excuses for it.
I think I've now come to this point where I go, I'm limiting what I'm taking in on the thing. I'll be on the thing, and then I'll slowly, like, I stop. No more. I'm done with porn. Porn is out of my life. It can't, because first of all, you're never away from porn because of Instagram and TikTok. Porn is everywhere.
Literally.
So I'm like, okay, that's the first, and then it'll be like, okay, no, like I have to do it in steps. I can't just get rid of it because it's just like it's in my head, you know.
What,
And
social media or porn?
No, Riley Reid. No.
yeah, Riley.
it's actually
I don't know who that
is. But I
Is that out of respect to like your relationship, or that's
well,
more of a
it becomes
personal-
that, right?
Yeah.
Because like, you know, you're taking this in all day, and this is what really showed me how much this thing is fucking up my brain. When you quit porn, you flatline. You tank. You don't have any sexual drive whatsoever because your brain is so used to being that when you remove it, it's fucking
It's got to recalibrate.
It's got to recalibrate. So it's just the same thing when you quit smoking weed, right? And I had such a high threshold that it just fucking tanked, and which actually was mad funny
High
because
threshold.
Nick was watching girls getting choked and
bro,
slapped.
I can't even describe to you some of the I can't. I've said a lot of things, but I'm not gonna go there. I feel more comfortable saying what I said about Charlie Kirk than about what I jerk off to. but you and that's what really showed me. I'm like, okay, if quitting that made me like, oh my god, I have an absolutely zero sex drive, which was actually funny for a period of time because I got to see women for who they were, and you're like, wow, that is some crazy behaviors just to get someone to look at your ass. But because you're not, I'm like, you know, you see something, you're like, oh, that's a nice ass, and then when you're not even, there's no sexual gratification that even comes from the rush of whatever you may recognize as a person who's trying to reproduce, you're just like, what the fuck is she doing?
Where is her father?
Yeah, it's not. It is. It kind of felt like that. But my point being is, I'm like, wow, I fucking tanked for a month, like nothing. I wasn't even waking up with erections, like that's and I'm not like a special case. This is probably everybody in society because it's everywhere, and it's not even just like it's like I was jerking off at work, but I'd be like looking at, you know how it is, you scroll. I'm like justifying myself. You guys get my point. I feel like I'm like, no, you guys didn't get it.
Yeah, no. As a guy, I've never been pulled into pornography. Nick.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
But then I'm going to myself like, okay, well, what is this scrolling thing where I'm even I'm watching spiders kill things all day. I'm like, what is that doing to my brain that if I remove that, how is it going to even me out? I look at people, sometimes I just scroll through Instagram stories and I go, retard, like whatever they say, I'm like this dumb. And I shouldn't say retard. You could take that out. I usually don't. It's not in my vocabulary. That's the only reason why. Had I say
shut
retard
up, you
frequently
retard.
like that. But yeah, so I'm like, this thing is poisonous to us. It's gotta be. There's no way it's healthy because, like you just said, I'm like, it's in my pot. It's like click, like when he keeps trying to throw it away and then it's just like fucking right there.
Yeah.
That's literally the same fucking thing that I have
Yeah.
been struggling with since this thing's inception. I remember having a BlackBerry, looking at my friends on iPhones, being like, "You guys are fucking lost."
It's like the Ring in The Hobbit. Remember?
Yes!
You ever read that?
Yes,
It's
it's
what
literally
it is.
is
It
the
literally
one
is. Like
ring.
that was such a crazy.
Because it's
forecast
its
of what was
power is so magnificent that it can just engulf you and you don't care. Like, have you guys ever? I'll be in situations where like I've been scrolling and been like, stop.
Okay, one more. Okay, one more.
Stop.
Yeah.
Get off
But
of
then,
the thing.
but
like,
then you your brain will like trick you. You justify. You're like, oh, I gotta go check my calendar, make sure I'm not missing an appointment or whatever. And then you're on Instagram.
And you know what's
like
funny too, man? Every fucking app is the same now. Like I have Outlook on my phone, like Microsoft email Outlook, and it's got in the little right-hand corner, just like Instagram, it's got a little notification bell.
Yeah.
Which like YouTube has. Like, and I'm laughing because I'm like, oh my God, dude, they're using the same little icons. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they're all in cahoots. You know what I mean? It's like they have their own community, which is, it doesn't really matter as long as they're using one of ours, they're gonna find their way to all of it.
It's McDonald's, Burger King. Like,
it's
they're
McDonald's, Burger King.
They're everyone's like competing for the fucking to get the guy in there. You know?
It's actually I just
I want
watched.
to check my phone right now.
It's the same
I'm
thing
literally
as.
taking mine off this. I'm actually putting it like here so I don't see it.
Go
See,
ahead.
now I have withdrawal already. 'Cause
Yeah.
You put the.
Look at this phone.
Yeah. Just look there. Imagine carrying that around.
That'd be fucking crazy.
Hey baby, can I get your number?
Hey baby, can
Whip
I get
that
your
out.
number? What were you saying?
No, because I went through this breakup like over the last few months.
Again? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, you know what
I
happened?
keep
You know what
picking on
happened? Now he has hair. So now if a bitch acts up, he goes,
Yeah.
"Hey, fuck you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
at it.
yeah.
I got hair."
No,
All right.
we'll talk about it later. But go ahead.
No,
okay?
but
I'm
like
sorry to hear
someone was telling me about this TED talk on heartbreak,
Yeah.
and it's the same. It's the withdrawal from like the dopamine you get from that person. It's the same thing with the phone. It's like literally absence of whatever's giving you the dopamine,
And it's cut off.
and it's
So
just
you're
cut
"Whoa,
off,
what?"
and you like
You have to
feel
mourn it.
You have to mourn it. You feel like shit. You feel irrational.
How long were you guys dating?
We gonna get into this?
We don't have to. I'm sorry.
6 months.
6 months?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
You can bounce back from that.
yeah.
We got you. We got you,
Yeah.
Nikki.
Yeah. But no, it's a okay.
I'm sorry.
It,
I didn't mean to
it
do
got
that.
a little too in here. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, I know
yeah.
you're right. Here,
Well,
listen.
you made it that way. I just asked the
we can course
question.
correct. I'll go back to Trump
Yeah.
because I have another question.
Your
I wanna
lady
ask you.
hair?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Do you think that we are not even really something? Well, we'll talk about the United States because we live in the United States. It's easier. We are huge, fucking 370 some million people, right? It's pretty fucking crazy, no matter who you are, to ask the people to create a community to ask like a community of 370 million people to all get in line with one guy, right? One president. Doesn't have to, whoever it is. We have one president, right? We also have a deep state. But do you think that human beings are evolving to the point where it no longer serves us to have one leader? I'm not necessarily saying we should have two presidents or something like that. But do you think that are these micro communities a symptom of social media, or is it a symptom of us trying to grow and change and maybe become more nuanced and acknowledge that there can be micro leaders like of different communities? I think that in a perfect world, we could take these micro leaders and find a way to connect them with the greater purpose, right? Like, it's like, I think that's like the really successful like super PACs and things that work for on behalf of a conservative or a liberal like agenda or effort. I think that's what they do. They try to bring people in and say, hey man, you're bald and you're a woman and you're a guy and you do this and you do that, but we all have this framework that our contrasting beliefs are similar around and we can create for this guy. So my question to you is, do you guys think that the one leader thing is like outdated almost? What do you think?
Well, in my time studying politics, no.
When you were a Navy SEAL and when you were in Ho Chi Minh City, what did you think?
People want to be led. I mean,
Yeah,
look at
definitely.
like even both parties. They're people who kind of just like when you watch these people have these debates over who should be president, and they're so visceral about it, and you're like, I want this guy to fuck me in the ass, fuck your guy, and they're like, no, this guy fucks way better in the ass. It's like, yeah, but you're both like this guy needs to bring you around, but also, I don't know, there's people that need to be protected. There's violence, and I mean, look at it this way, right? Look at what happens when some guy starts acting up in the subway. Nobody does a fucking thing, right? So look at that. Like the government there needs to be a police presence in order, because nobody wants to get involved. But I don't know if that's a product of us now having people who oversee that type of.
Right. I know. Is it like more? I mean, listen, self-governance has not had a good rap the last few years because we twice elected a game show host. So I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know if we're the people who should be making the decisions. But then you're like, yeah, but then what the fuck are we doing? Like, it is a funny, like, you know, I always think about it where I'm like, what is the end goal? Like, or not end goal, rather, what happens when someone, in our lifetime, dude, Trump has got to be one of the most, like, engaging leaders that, like, I've ever seen. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's good or bad, but I'm saying, like,
I think Obama was more engaging. I think
Obama was another good one, but I think, well, so this is, well, say what you're going to say.
I was just say, I think Obama was engaging because the world's silenced to listen to this man speak. And I remember when Obama spoke and like, damn, I'm like, I don't even know if I don't understand politics. I'm like, but whatever you say, I am there, my guy.
Yeah.
But I think we're more aware of Trump because we're also more aware of everything. And when he says things, it's polarizing because we're now part of a polarizing culture.
Well, he's built for social media, dude.
Yeah, I mean, but nobody realizes social media. There's nothing too. It's like things that happen aren't actually that important. No. But social media operates like the same way the magazine stand does in front of a cashier at Stop and Shop.
Right, they're selling shit.
Yeah, they're selling shit. It's like, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we're all saying shit that's obvious. Like, everyone knows that. But I feel like, we all know that, but people still even I get caught up. Like, you believe this fucking... And I'm like, they got me. I'm emoting
dude,
right now.
I do it too because, you know, I follow so many...
You didn't give me a water, asshole, but fuck you. I was like, he's like, yo, you want it on your chair? I'm like, yeah, I want it on my chair. And I was like, it's not here, but and I'm thirsty.
Okay, well, I'm going to make a really good question, and I'm going to get it for you. I like that you said... I need a water, too. I like that you said that because I fall into that trap, too, a lot, where, like, I follow reporters a lot, like, on, like, X and everything. And sometimes they'll tweet things that I get freaked out about. And then you have to remember, like, you forget that anyone can post on the internet, and it doesn't mean they have an authority because they're doing it. Like, I'll see posts that will say, breaking, someone was shot. Like, no, it'll say breaking, like, senseless violence continues in New York City. And you go, oh my
part
God.
one.
Like, what the fuck?
And you're like,
right.
what? Where's part
right,
one?
right.
Yeah,
And then
That's
it goes,
a genius little detail.
I know.
And I'm not saying this is okay, but they frame it like it's some epidemic, and then they go, it was on 113th and Malcolm X Boulevard. And you go, well, yeah, dude. I mean, that's where people get shot. Like, and I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying, but it's like, that's like me going, breaking, there's water in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Like, scientists find salt in the ocean. It's like, well, okay. Like, there's no, like, we are taking any situation now and just going, oh my God, look what happened. And it's like, yeah, man, shit happens every day. A lot of stuff happens.
Well, you almost have to because everyone is trying to be like, I need to get attention on here. So then how do you get attention? You exaggerate. You say part one because then you're like, oh,
bro, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. No, I was just going to say, you talk to comics especially, and there's schemes of getting people to watch their shit.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm like, dude, I can't, like, it takes... I don't have the heart to be that kind of, like, you have to really manipulate how people are viewing your stuff and get them immediately. It's just crazy shit. I had a thing go viral, one of my bits about dating a nurse, and that's why I use an example. And this comic, he comes up to me and goes, yo, you gotta lean into it, bro. Lean into it. And I'm like, but am I gonna be fucking nurse comic for the rest of my
Yeah,
life? Like,
yeah.
you're okay with that?
Yeah.
And then, of course, one of his bits about being Mexican went viral. This guy's got sombreros on in every video, and he's just committed to being a Mexican guy. And I feel like, bro, now you're not. This is what I'm saying. Like, you're not yourself.
Yeah. No,
Whatever.
yeah. I mean, everyone is doing like, oh, what is going to keep people watching for 10 seconds instead of 3 seconds?
I know.
Whatever it is, you know.
I know. And I
Yeah.
feel it, like, do you feel your attention span starting to melt, like, even in conversation?
Oh,
Like,
it's brutal. Yeah, it's
I know,
horrible.
bro,
It's-
it's really bad.
yeah, no, what you were saying earlier, so I'm like, it's doing something bad to my brain.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And I feel like too, and I don't know, a lot of this could be comedy related also because we're comics and there's already a ticking in my head. Like, I haven't gotten a laugh
you.
within the past
Thanks.
30 seconds. That means they lost interest and I'm no longer relevant into this room. And I think that also crosses over into having a conversation where if I don't feel like people are giving me what I need,
Yeah.
but this now with the social media too, I feel like I'm rude to people because I'll have people talk to me and then I go 5, 4, 3, 2, done.
Wait,
And then-
explain that again.
I mean, like, there's a clock in my brain because I'm so overstimulated by the shortness in which I'm getting something that now when people are trying to communicate to me, if it's not something that's grabbing me, then I'm like moving on. And I could feel myself going like, just listen. Like, there's times where you're speaking, I'm like, if you see me like this, I have a scowl on my face, and it's not because I don't like you. I'm really trying to concentrate what the fuck you're saying.
Come on, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Like, all right, go in now. And
No,
then
that's,
he asks a big question, like, what do you think we should do about our leaders at this point? I'm like, wait a minute. How do we get here? Sorry.
No, I know what you mean, man. It is tough to, like, could someone like Obama even be president again right now? Like, I think about the beautiful prose that people like Ben Franklin and George Washington wrote and the ways that they spoke. And it's like, man, could you imagine some fucking guy in a wig today going like, I do declare that all of the people in the city, they'd be like, all right, like, this is, you're like, Instagram would send Thomas Jefferson, they'd be like, your reel's getting low engagement. This reel isn't getting high engagement.
It is funny, too, because all of our founding fathers just kind of look like trans people. They all wore wigs.
Bro, they were all just like dirty hippie wig tax evading.
But
Those
also,
guys partied, though.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
partied.
I also think that that is another thing that's lost is like taking a moment. Like when I'll just say it again, when Charlie Kirk got shot and everyone's like, bah, 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 like everyone had a thing. It's like, why don't you take a breath? Like, you sure that's how you feel about it? And you sure that you're right? Are you sure? Like, nobody takes a moment. Nope. And I feel like people are compelled to because I gotta stay, and like, we're all performers. So I'm like, how much of this is just the majority of people I know, all performers are in the entertainment business to some degree and need to stay relevant. But I'm like, you don't need, like, take a second, man. Take a breather, hey, you know what? Or like someone will even scroll by and be like, fucking like or comment like that or share on their story. This is fucking, and it's like, bro, you sure that's how you feel? But then it's gone like this too. So it's like they're not even understanding or even taking in the impact that they may have on even themselves, other people. I don't know. I'm pontificating.
No,
but you get my
I
point.
agree because people just fire shit off,
Let's
and
go back to
I've done
bald
it too.
people.
What just the bald people?
Sorry.
No, but it. I know what you're saying because, you used to call someone like if this happened 20 years ago. I wouldn't go on Instagram. I would call you and go, did you just fucking see what happened to Charlie Kirk?
Yeah.
And then you go, yeah. And then however we felt, we would say there. You wouldn't go like.
Or to your
Like, what-
86-year-old
Or your 86-year-old.
landlord.
Like, here's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? I think, personally, it's crazy for you to celebrate a guy dying. I think that's crazy. However, I understand and I believe truly that a lot of people who were celebrating it didn't really feel that way. I think that it's, one, listen, that is a crazy thing to happen, so people are going to, react some type of way. Some people are calm, some people are this. I think that people have forgotten or not realized that, like, you have a knee-jerk reaction to stuff, and then you grow and change, and your opinion changes. This can be something deep, like about fiscal policy in the country, or it can be something simple like, I should take that other train next time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like back in the day, if someone was really liberal, they would call their friend and go, Charlie Kirk just died. Oh, good. I hated that bigot, that fucking, and they go, oh, I know. And then like 3 hours later, they call and go, hey, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That was really fucked up. I'm sorry. I was just like fucking caught up in the moment. And, he said something about a trans dude and my son is trans. So, I just felt really fired up, but I thought about it and that was really terrible to say. And, I'm sorry about that. Like, that's what you would do as a normal person. But now, one, not only can you do that because it's in writing, it's on there, but two, the toxicity of these fake communities that exist online now will be like, oh, you're not being authentic. Like, oh, you changed it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, receipts. Like, so it's like we've created this weird, like, I hate using this term because it's so overused, like an echo chamber type of deal. But it's like we think that we think we're better off because we think we're with people who share our similarities. And in reality, I think everyone going into their own similarity circle is why we are all not similar now, or why it feels like we're not similar. Like, we've all disconnected, but in reality, we're not, because we're all doing the same thing. Like, we're all disconnected, but it's because we're all looking for a community. And it's like, bitch, it's all of us. We're all, like, we're all here. Like, what do you mean? It's just crazy, dude. It's like, I don't know how to change that, like I like when people say we're New Yorkers, you know what I mean? Like I like when people say, yeah, we're New Yorkers, because it's true. Everyone's a New Yorker, and the point of New York is that nobody's from here, but the point is that you come here, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you meet people who were born and raised in Manhattan, you're like, you're a dunce. And then everybody who's worth their weight in anything are people who strive to get here, whether it's from Long Island, whether it's from Pennsylvania. I don't know where the fuck you're from, but wherever you're from, Massachusetts,
Boston,
Boston. Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? It's like, and so like, what are our similarities? The only similarity we have is that we're New Yorkers.
I haven't. You have. It's so. I'm sorry. I love you so much. I'm not. This isn't an insult.
I don't give a fuck.
But in the beginning, because you kept on bringing in similarities and differences, and I haven't heard it the rest of the podcast. I'm like, oh, wow, we really got... And then right there you go, what are similarities? I'm like,
it's like when the guy says the title.
Yeah, exactly.
At the Hotdog Hour.
I know. This has been a very interesting Hotdog Hour, by the way. It really has. A lot of mustard on this hot dog.
A lot of mustard.
A lot of mustard.
Are they really? This is fun.
Yeah, they get weird. Listen, man, here's my deal. I am a comedian, and I want to be funny. And I want people to think I'm funny. And I want this show to be something that's serious, but is buffered by funny. Everything we're saying is funny. Everything we're saying is obvious. Half the shit is satirical, guys, okay?
Yeah, I don't mean anything.
Charlie Kirk wasn't a friend of the show. He's a funding partner of the show, okay? Turning Point USA paid for this flag. But but you know what I mean? It's like, so I don't know. I mean, I just think it's like, I always think about how I'm trying to build a community here. Like, I'm trying to build a fucking Hotdog Hour community. I don't know what I'll call them.
The hot dog heads.
Hot dog heads. All you hot dog heads out there. All you wiener suckers out there. I'm trying to build a community too. And so oftentimes, like we were talking about before we started, I do these episodes and I'm like, fuck, man, the focus is all over the place. Like, it's a comedy podcast. I guess you could say it's like a philosophy podcast. I guess maybe. Like, it's not. But, like, you know what I mean? I guess that could be what it is. But I don't really even know what the community is for this. You know what I mean? Like, I think people who like this and watch it are just people who have eclectic, weird interests and probably aren't legally allowed to have shoelaces. Probably homosexual. Hopefully homosexual. Lines are open. But like, my thing is, like, I feel like in today's world, especially with social media and computers, everything's so indexed and algorithmic that sometimes, like, feedback that I'll get on the show is people go like, well, you need to make you need to say, like, it's the show about this. Like, it's the show where two people come on and we talk about blah, blah, blah while we drink water. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever the fuck. And my thing is, like, I don't know if I'm trying to do like an anti podcast, whatever it is. But I'm like, I don't want my community to be any specific thing. Like, I don't want to post things and then have all the comments be like the usual like suspects or like the usual like I want recurring people and I want people who subscribe to it and love it. But I'm saying I want it's not that I want a community of varied people. I want a community where I can run the gamut of the entire spectrum of those people in that community, which is what I think we're missing now, because people get micro communities. They get, ooh, I like this guy. I like the day in the life of the nurse guy because I'm a nurse. But that's one part of your life, right? That's not your whole life. So if you subscribe to this guy, then maybe you find some fulfillment at work. Maybe he says something and you go, oh my God, that's so happened to me today. But what about your love life or your spirituality or anything else or your hobbies or anything?
You always hear that. You always hear you got to find your niche.
Right. That's what people say. Find
your
niche.
brand.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, no, dude, my niche is nicheless. Nicheless. I feel like that's a slur. But do you see what I'm saying? Where it's like, and I understand that it definitely takes longer to grow it.
Yeah.
And sometimes the algorithm's definitely confused on where to send a video. But the funny part is, it does always eventually find its place. Like, I've posted things and it like won't get anything for like a day or two, but then I'll go on and it'll have like 100 likes, and all of a sudden all these people are commenting, and I'm like, oh my God, that's what I thought when I was making this too. And I'm like, holy shit, it is finding people. And it's like, my goal is that like maybe this stupid show is so out there and so fluid that maybe it can encourage people who like it to also take on that mindset for everything else.
I got a question though. What makes us similar?
What makes it similar? I'll tell you this. The similarity of this show, or the similarity like of the listeners, you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that the similarity of the listeners are people who are like me, who are so open-minded it is to a fault. I'm trying to reach people like me who are genuinely trying to be a good person, but very confused and angry, and find life to be so beautifully obscure that they want someone else who can fucking go
Did you
on
know
the
I was
ride
being
with them.
sarcastic?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn. I was like, I know you say it wasn't that funny, but it's
No, yeah, I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
fucking, yeah. I mean, look, and I'm being
You're
a little...
a good yes man.
Who, me?
Yeah, you are. You are. No, you never let anyone hang
Looking
out
for
to dry.
sponsors!
You're a good person. You don't let anyone hang out to dry.
I try not to, but, you know, hey, sometimes, listen, I've had some soaking wet duds on this show. But, no, that's it, man. I mean, listen, I think that finding similarity is an instinctual thing. It's something that we all want, right, and believe in. And it's something that you find comfort in. Like, when you see someone that you know somewhere, or if you see someone and, you know, if I see someone and they're also wearing Vans, I'll be like, oh, maybe they skated too. We can talk about skating.
Yeah.
And then immediately you're friends now. And you know what's so funny? Everyone is so similar. Like we said in the beginning, the key to this is that we're all the same. Because any time in your life, think of any random time that you hit it off with a person, right? Something as insignificant as like you're like in line at the bank, or like someone who became a new friend. Maybe you met someone at a show and like they became your friend, right? Like, once you start talking to someone, every single time you're like, whoa, we're like similar. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, not every time, but 8 out of 10 times I talk to someone and then I laugh in my head because I think, wow, dude, we're all the fucking same. Like, life is actually pretty boring. Like, everybody's the same.
We're not that interesting, actually.
Everybody's scared of the same thing. Everyone is out there looking for the same thing. People get to it in different ways, which is why things like culture are interesting.
Yeah.
But it's all the same. And it's just like, I just get so annoyed that people just can't seem to fucking get that. You know what I mean? And like, sometimes I wonder if it's a silver lining superpower. Like, I have very low self-esteem. So I grew up, and I still to this day, I never thought of myself as anything. Like, I was just like, I'm just like a guy. You know what I mean? And so I never cared about like learning religion and stuff. Like I don't even know religion. I always laugh. Like people will say they're like, yeah, well, you know, Christians. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. What do they do? I don't know. Like
Did you play sports?
I played sports technically.
Technically.
I wore the jersey.
No, I had a jersey. I was in the team photo. But I haven't. I have a Jewish mother.
Yeah.
So I do like a lot of slap cat, like, you know, and then my mom's like, "You're doing good, Bubby." You know, it's like, but I played sports. I wasn't good at them, but I mean, they're cool. I respect them. I don't really like sports. Like,
What'd you play?
I played soccer and basketball.
Why, you a big sports guy?
No, I
You look like you tore it up. You look like you tore something.
Yeah, I
up.
played soccer and basketball. I played soccer in college and then a little after.
What the
college.
fuck is this? You
But
played soccer in
you were-
college. Yeah. So you're at the fucking collegiate level.
But yeah, you were saying I didn't have like a thing growing up.
Yeah. And I didn't. You know, I really didn't. Like, I grew up in a suburb of Pennsylvania, so sports were everything, dude.
Yeah.
And I was not athletic. I liked to work out. I enjoyed going to the gym and, like, I ran track, too, which is, like, not a sport. Like, oh, and I played baseball, which is not a sport.
Technically.
Yeah, it's 99% swag. It's but, like...
Well, I mean, that's one thing that sports does give you. I'll give it, you know.
Oh, no, totally. No, it gives you a
like,
community.
okay, I'm an athlete.
No, and can I tell you something? Sports were something like religion, where as I grew up, I started to go, okay, I get it.
Same.
You didn't play sports, really?
No, I was just.
And Long Island's big sports too, like
Very
big
big.
on lacrosse and big on football and that's how where I was from too was like. I always felt like I was the odd man out because everybody would be like catching balls and I was like painting. Like I would like take like art classes. I took a comic book class. Like I took a class on how to draw comic book art and like shit like that. And then like my friends are like, "Yeah, I fucking got the touchdown and got my dick sucked."
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Oh, well, you know, Oblivion's fun. The Elder Scrolls, Oblivion." But it's all good, man. That also frames you, and that's how I found my own community doing that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just because you were talking about it, I think that's why people like being in a specific community because it's like there's a safety.
Totally.
It's easier. You don't have to be like, who the hell am I? What am I?
Well, to Nick's point, dude, listen, when you start to play with fire, and I tried to play sports. I used to set an alarm on my phone for when games were on
You're
to
so
watch
funny,
study.
So that the next day I could be like, "Yeah, no, I saw LeBron. Did you guys see
yeah.
LeBron against the Pacers last night? That was crazy.
That's
Like,
hysterical.
whoa."
Sports is the reason why I never got into it is like you watch a game and you're like, all right, what am I gonna watch the same game forever?
Yes,
It's
this
the
is
same.
so
All right, yeah, it's a
boring.
different guy. Yeah, but you see, I'm like, yeah, but you had to tell me that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can respect the game. Like I walk into the Knicks. Like I'll go to the MSG, watch the Knicks, and I watch and go, wow, that was very enjoyable. But I don't need to follow the season.
Yeah.
I don't need to know the lore.
Yeah,
okay?
The lore.
exactly.
Like that's my.
It is the lore.
I remember. Yeah. By the way, you're just
That's
as
right.
anyone who likes sports. You're playing Magic the Gathering. By the
Yes.
way, okay. Magic the Gathering kids sit there. Here's the only difference: people who play Magic the Gathering, they get off work at SAP
Yeah.
or their Salesforce job, and then they're like, "Well, the Goblin has 55 attack and 30 defense." You are Saturdays are for the boys. You're working at a marketing firm, and you're like, "Dude, I'm gonna lose money on my parlay if I fucking shut up." But enjoy your community. No, but listen, here's what I will say. I respect
that.
athletes. I respect athletes and like the fucking like people like LeBron who are like, I don't even know how old he is, but I know he's too old to be fucking playing pass around. Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, he could fucking run laps around me. Like that I respect. And the dedication to your body is no joke.
Yeah.
And I think sports are cool, but like to your point, like every time I'm with someone, my friends will be like, no, so see what happened was like they're on 4th and 1. I go, no, I know the rules.
Yeah, I get it. Exactly.
I know the rules. I'm not stupid. What I did was learn the rules and decide I didn't like it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's not even I didn't like it. It's like I got it.
Yeah.
Like, what else do you need? Like, I don't know what else to offer sports other than, yeah, that was pretty good. Like, what else do you need from me? People need to dedicate their fucking back to community.
Yes, because they need a community because
they need a personality.
People, and here's the thing, man. Having a personality is scary because back to what you said earlier, when you have a personality and you take a chance showing it, that's how you get left out to dry. That's how you say something and everybody goes, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? That was weird and you're weird.
Yeah, you ever get the...
Yeah, no, no, never. I get it from my parents. No, but do you see what I'm saying? Like which is why people respect people who have personalities. If they're really nice people, or if they're polarizing people like Trump. Like that's why even people who hate Trump still, people in my family hate Trump, but they'll still send me every single thing he says and every tweet and because he's just, you're just like, what? Like, I think that there's a primal part of us that's separate from our intellectual part. And I think that's
Definitely.
like what that is. Like, I think people see people like Trump and part of you is like, I have to respect it. You have to respect that this dude is, did you see his speech he gave at the Charlie Kirk Memorial?
No, dude, but it looked
Bro,
like...
he goes...
It looked like WWE.
He's giving a speech. The guy is dead 10 feet away in a fucking thing. The wife is next to him. The 2 daughters are there. And he's going, Charlie was a good man, was a patriot. And he's saying the whole thing, and he goes, and he ends it, and he goes, he was a patriot and someone who wanted discourse and debate and did not wish anything upon his enemies. and that's where I differ from Charlie. I hate my enemy and I want them to suffer.
Did he really say
And then he goes, but, and he goes, I'm sorry, Erica, I'm sorry. He goes, but, maybe you and the Turning Point folks can show me why I'm wrong. And
That's fucking crazy,
dude. God. That is so horrible. That is also funnier than anything we'll ever write or perform. Ever, by the way. Ever. Nothing. Okay, I love the sandpaper joke. That ain't this.
Could you imagine too, like Charlie's kids years from now, like they're just sitting with their family in the living room, and like, remember when the president was at Dad's funeral and told him that he said
Dad was a chump for being nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's crazy.
Oh my God.
But it's like, why? I think the other problem with these kind of community things and trying to get us all so assimilated is like we have lost, we touched on it earlier, but it's like we've lost our nuance, and I think part of that means we've lost.
There's no shades of gray. You're right. Sorry.
Yes. No, that's exactly what it is. So it's like we don't have any type of like, I see that and I laugh at that because, not because it's funny, I laugh because of how absurd it is. And I laugh because it's so within the context of Trump. But a lot of people are not going to get that. And I'm not saying there's anything to get or excuse, but it's like Trump is a great example of like when people get fired up about what he says, and I'm like, guys, well, he's also been the president already. Like, enough. Yes, I'm sure he said that. You know what I mean? Like.
The next president's gonna be so boring, by the way. Yeah. After this, everyone's gonna be so annoyed and be like, "Nah, right."
So boring,
which is why we need him out too, because people need to stop paying attention to politics. He is running politics because of how polarizing he is. If we need to dial it down, we need very old and boring again.
Well, here's the question.
We need a woman.
What is gonna happen? Let's not get crazy. What?
No, it's like WNBA. No one's gonna watch anymore. It's just, we need a female president.
Yo, a woman president could be the most corrupt
ratings would
ever
drop, bro.
Because no one would watch it. They'd be like, "How did we not know?" Be like, "She was saying it on TV. She said we're stealing." What do you think is gonna happen when Trump dies, dude? Or is he never gonna die? Is he immortal? And my question being obviously in the context of, I have a theory that when Trump dies, I think the Republican Party that is around him splinters. I think the similarities will become immediately apparent that they were vapid, fake illusions to get in his cult of personality and get to whatever he was trying to do. I think that when he passes away, there's going to be a moment of reckoning where they're all going to go, oh my God, we all hate each other, right? Because it's like, there's no way everybody that's rallying for Trump likes each other. Like, he's so volatile that there's no way it's like a healthy camaraderie.
But I think they're all volatile now. Like, even the people that are coming up, like, there's
Yes,
kids
no, I agree.
coming up in the conservative party. Could you imagine being a 15-year-old?
That is crazy.
It's like the Boy Scouts of America, but now for the conservative politics. And, like, they're grooming all these children. And it's kind of like fucking, it is cult and church-like.
It is crazy to be 15 into politics. That's a
Right?
Dude, it's crazy to be 15.
Maybe I'm ignorant because I wasn't into politics at that age.
Absolutely
but it seems,
not.
You shouldn't because
seems early.
Yeah.
It's crazy to be 15 and be into anything that's not like Xbox. Like,
Yeah.
what, are you insane? You should be watching porn and playing fucking Call of Duty. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Which I guess is political.
But also,
Play it on the Xbox.
Those are two of our political talking points.
the
Pop
XX
a Tylenol
Xbox.
and play a fucking Call of Duty.
But also, it's like it's hard for I don't understand how children can have an opinion on politics when you don't have any life experience to know what would be a good choice or bad choice. Like, you think about, like, I don't know. I just feel like as I get older, I think about things how I felt about the world, and I go, ooh, that's how I felt, huh? And I guarantee you 10 years from now, if this comes across my page, I look at that and go, ooh, Nick, I don't know about.
But that's good. Listen,
You know?
dude. But that means that you're growing.
That's a
That
good point.
actually means that you're putting yourself in situations with people who are not similar to you. And you're putting yourself with contrasting people to build a framework of life that makes sense, because life is gray. It's not black and white. And you need to fill it with contrasting personalities that can help you either stay true to what you're doing or to buffer other beliefs that bother you and help make sense of them. Because, for example, anytime an idea or a belief confuses me and you hear someone explain it, even if you don't agree with it, that's how you go, oh, I never thought of it. Oh, so you feel that way because of that. Well, why don't you do that? Oh, look at that. Now we're similar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you, like, we're in this mode now where it's so binary. And I think that binary thinking is the antithesis of community. That really is. On paper, community is binary because it's in or out. But to create it, you really need some in-depth critical thought. And the opposite of 0, 1. It's got to be 0, 0.5, 0.3, 0.2, you know, everything, dude. It's got to be the whole gamut.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, the communities on social media, they're so specific that
it's boring, dude.
It doesn't hold up in real life. Like, if you're talking to someone, it's like, oh, you're the nurse guy. We're going to talk for 15 minutes. Let's just talk about being nurses. You know,
Yeah.
like, that's not a real interaction.
But I also don't even think it's about building a community. I think that was the one thing I wanted to throw out earlier. Is I think it's less about building a community and more about building themselves. That's all that they really want. And it's like, how can
Yeah.
I get as many people as possible? How can I be relatable?
Yeah.
So you come to me. This is who, you know, oh, you like that? Well, this is how I am. So you should come follow me.
Yeah.
That's all it really is.
Wow. I think you just helped me title the episode, dude. Similarity has become a shill. Similarity has become like
Shimilarity.
shillarity.
I'm going home, by the way. This is a long time.
Yeah, no, we're like about to wrap up.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
got to roll too. Yeah.
Because you got to go to your fucking show. Yeah, no, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, any final thoughts? Did we bring the world
No, I
together?
think we should end as Shimilarity.
This was awesome. Thanks for having me on. No, seriously, I had a good time.
I hope the next time you're on this podcast, you have a full head of hair.
You're both Italian?
Yeah.
Look, how lucky of a guy am I?
How lucky
Hanging
the
out
guy
with two
are you?
Italians.
An Italian
Yeah,
sandwich.
an
Hey, some people pay big money for that.
You know?
Yeah, they did. They did.
Guys, I really appreciate your time. Where can they find you? Where can they find you?
Just, you know, on my Instagram.
Well, what is it? Tell them how to type it in and shit. These people are stupid.
My name. It's my name.
It'll be in the description.
It'll be in the description.
Yeah. Yeah. Instagram
Same
at
deal.
Nick Tornaritis.
Guys, AlexLabuti.com. Buy
I wanted
tickets.
to do that. There's so many moments where he's being serious, and I kept wanting to do that. I'm like, nah, this isn't the time. You caught me, and I was like, yeah, he's making a good point. And I'm over here like,
No, it's fine. Dude, listen, I want this show to be that. I want it to be absurd and obscure and funny, but like, I want people to walk away from it going, I don't even know what the fuck I just fucking witnessed.
Yeah.
Which I think they will.
I think we did a good job,
love it.
though.
I think we did. Guys, listen, similarities, differences, I don't care. Watch the show. Send it to people you love. Send it to people that you have contrasting beliefs with and you don't like. And maybe that will start conversation. They'll go, you like this fucking guy? And maybe that'll start something, right? I don't know.
I'm already up.
Nick's already up. Goodbye! Yeah, I gotta pee too. Guys, thanks so much. I hope it was fun, man. I'm sorry I was talking a lot.
Holy shit, I'm stiff.
That's another thing, too. My body's all fucked up. I gotta do yoga now.
These are not the best chairs.